Then a voice was heard that seemed the stillness itself. A voice was heard. So this is a voice of whose voice? Of the word. She was waiting for the word to speak. And the word is speaking. And it is the voice of that word which is now being heard. Then a voice was heard that seemed the stillness itself, or the low, calm utterance of infinity when it speaks in the silence, in the heart of sleep, in the heart of sleep. Sushupti, Pradnya, wisdom. And what is that voice telling? That word telling to Savitri. I hail thee, Almighty. So actually it is not death, it is not Savitri who is speaking now. It is that word, the voice of that word, which is answering to death. I hail thee, Almighty and victorious death. Almighty and victorious. That is a great qualification to death, for death. Because darkness is seeing God's reality. Darkness is seeing God's reality. So she is saying, yes, you are victorious. How you are victorious? How you are almighty? Because you are the grandeur, darkness of the infinite. Grandeur, darkness of the infinite has to be almighty and of course victorious. You have served your purpose for which you are there. You have seen your own reality now. He is victorious because he now saw God's living reality. He has divine vision. He has Divya Chakshu. How he has that? Because he has won them. By fighting out against Savitri, he has won them. Therefore, he has got that divine vision, that divine Chakshu, with Divya Chakshu. He has divine vision, Divya Chakshu. He has won it. Because he has won it, therefore he is victorious. Thou grandeur, darkness of the infinite. So, actually, this is something absolutely wonderful. We must really give full credit to the Creator, to the Divine Himself, that He could manage to create a darkness of the infinite, which can now see itself what that darkness is. What darkness is, darkness can see now for itself, for himself, so to say now. What he is, he can see now. And therefore, it is something absolutely marvelous of the Creator to have created such a darkness which can see what it is meant there, what it is meant for, why it is there. Why it is there? O void that makes room for all to be. That is what you are there for. Void is making room for all to be. The Divine had emptied Himself out fully, completely, absented Himself from Himself. That is a void. Why? It is because of that all can be. O void that makes room for all to be, hunger that gnaws at the universe, consuming the cold remnants of the sun and eats the whole world with the jaws of fire, waster the energy that has made the star, in conscience, carrier of the seeds of thought, nations, into which all knowledge sleeps entombed, all knowledge sleeps entombed, and slowly emerges in its hollow breast, wearing the mind's mask of bright ignorance. Thou art my shadow and my instrument. My shadow, my instrument. Who is this my? That word, that voice is speaking word, that word. You are my shadow, you are my instrument. You are here as a shadow of the divine. You are here as the instrument of the divine for a certain purpose. For a certain purpose. I have given thee the awful shape of dread, and thy sharp sword of terror and grief and pain, to force the soul of man to struggle for light on the brevity of his half-conscious days. I have given thee. So, whatever power he has, what he was wanting, all that thing, is actually because of her word, the creatrix. Thou art his spur, his man's, to greatness. You are prompting man to go ahead, make progress. You are his spur. The whip to his yearning for eternal bliss, his poignant need of immortality. Live still, live death a while, be still, my instrument. Yes, you have eyes now to see the reality that is there behind darkness. Therefore, live, not with blind eyes now. You can see the purpose, the meaning, the intention of the darkness with that chakshu, with that eyesight. You can see. Therefore, you live now with that sight. Live death a while, be still my instrument. I still need you for a certain purpose. One day, man too shall know the fathomless heart of silence, the brooding peace of night, and grave obedience to eternal law, and a calm, inflexible pity in thy gaze. All these things for a purpose. One day man will know, perhaps. But now, O timeless mightiness, stand aside and live the path of my incarnate force. The word is speaking, and Savitri is the incarnate force of that word. Relieve the radiant God from thy black mask. Release the soul of the world called Satyavan. So she is defining who is Satyavan. Satyavan is the soul of the world. It is the soul of the world who is in the grip of death, not human person. Release the soul of the world called Satyavan, freed from thy clutch of pain and ignorance. That is the grip. That he may stand master of life and fate, man's representative in the house of God, the mate of wisdom and the spouse of light, the eternal bridegroom and the eternal bride. She spoke that voice, that word. Death unconvinced resisted still. You see, although he knew, refusing still to know, although he saw, refusing still to see. Unshakable, he stood claiming he is right. I want my flesh of blood, pound of flesh. His spirit bowed, his will obeyed the law, his spirit bowed. Yes, but his will has not yet bowed. His will is still obeying the law by which He was governing the entire creation. That will is still there, of its own nature, binding even on gods. The two oppose each other face to face. The two, Death and Savitri, oppose each other face to face.